Hayward Podworks. 100 shows, one vision.
Our sources explain it all. For more information on upcoming shows or to suggest shows, email brianhayward2026@gmail.com. And now let's get into our show. Hayward Podworks is vision, deep dives into any topic.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we are opening up a set of blueprints for something that, well, it almost sounds too good to be true.
Right.
We're talking about how to achieve free, massive, and truly passive traffic. Our sources today are all about up-to-date SEO strategies that will get you on the first page of Google.
And that's exactly our territory. Search engine optimization marketing, or, SEO.
Mm-hmm.
It's a method that's been around since the early days of the web, but it is still the single most important way to get sustainable traffic without spending a dime on ads. It's all about Google.
And for any new entrepreneur listening, the stakes here are just incredibly high. We all know if you can't get eyeballs on your product or service,
you don't have a business. It's that simple. The core problem for, say, a startup or a solo entrepreneur is always capital. They just don't have these huge budgets to buy traffic. Yeah. So our mission here in this deep dive is to really distill the ultimate SEO blueprint, a roadmap for generating those huge streams of free and passive traffic. It's the perfect approach for anyone on a shoestring budget.
Okay, so let's make this concrete. If I'm running a niche site, let's say I sell custom hiking gear. SEO means I want my page to be the first thing someone sees when they type in best waterproof trekking boots.
You've nailed the goal. That's it. SEO is the art and the science of getting that first page visibility for the right search terms. If you can do that, you're looking at a direct line to more traffic and more sales.
And Google's system for judging all this is something called PageRank.
Well, PageRank was the original term for its concept of authority.
Right. I know that term has sort of changed. We used to see it as a public number, like 0 to 10.
Exactly. Google retired that public metric years ago, so you won't see that specific scale anymore. But the idea behind it, the concept of authority, is more important than ever. When you launch a new site, you start with, 0 authority in Google's eyes.
So every strategy we're about to discuss is really about building that authority.
That's the entire game. It takes persistence, for sure, but these strategies are the proven way to build that rank, that authority, systematically.
Okay, so we've set the goal. Boost authority, get visible. Let's dive into where you actually start, and that seems to be the absolutely essential first step, keyword research.
The research phase is the bedrock. It has to be. You're basically scouting the digital landscape to find out what people are really searching for in your niche.
And then you target that language.
You target that language in your content. But it's not enough just to find popular words.
No, you have to find that sweet spot, right, between demand and supply.
That's the winning formula right there. It boils down to two crucial factors. First, high search volume.
Okay.
And second, low competition. You need enough people searching for the term, but not so many giant competitors already owning that space.
Are there any, hard numbers we should be looking for?
The consensus in our sources is that if you can find keywords that get over 1,000 organic searches a day, that's a good target for a highly searched term.
And a tool for that.
The Google AdWords tool is still a fantastic resource. Even if you aren't running ads, it gives you the data on popularity and competition.
This is where the strategy gets really interesting for new sites, though. I'm talking about long-tail keywords.
Yes. Long-tail keywords are where new businesses can really thrive. They are longer, much more specific key phrases. So not just dog training, but something like,
how to stop my Labrador from chewing furniture in the evening.
Exactly that. They have less search volume, naturally.
But wait, if the volume is so low, isn't that a waste of time compared to hitting that 1,000 search benchmark?
That's a great question, and it really gets to the heart of modern SEO. What you lose in volume, you gain in intent.
Intent.
And conversion. A search for dog training is broad. Who knows what they want? But a search for how to stop my Labrador from chewing furniture, that person has a very specific problem.
And if you can solve it,
you have almost no competition and a much, much higher chance of converting that visitor. Targeting those specific phrases is how you accumulate highly qualified traffic fast.
So high relevance, not just high volume, especially at the start.
Precisely.
Okay, so once we have our list of keywords, we move into the actual mechanics. And we've got two main battlefields here, on-site optimization.
And off-site optimization. Everything you do on your site and everything that happens off your site.
And it's important to say this is a constantly moving target. Google's algorithm is always updating to fight spam and, make sure the best sites win.
Which brings us to Black Hat SEO.
The dark side. The stuff people do to try and game the system.
And it has to be avoided at all costs. Those are the shortcuts that get sites penalized or even banned. We're only talking about sustainable, ethical methods here.
Yeah.
If you try to cut corners, you'll fail. It's just a matter of when.
Let's start with on-site then. The things we can control. If I have an article, how should I be using my keywords? Let's talk density.
The old rule of thumb was like a rigid 2 to 5% keyword density. Today, it's much more about natural integration.
Sprinkle them in, don't stuff them.
Exactly. You avoid keyword stuffing, where the text just sounds robotic and repetitive. Google is way too smart for that now. Readability is key.
And placement is still a big deal, right?
Oh, absolutely. For optimal placement, your keyword should be in the page's title tag, in the URL if possible, and definitely in the first sentence or first paragraph.
And then just naturally throughout the rest of the text.
Yes. And maybe bolding or italicizing it once or twice can signal importance. Mm-hmm. But again, it has to look natural.
Okay. Another piece of on-site is internal linking, the site's structure.
Incredibly valuable. This means when you mention a concept in one article, say, a specific hiking technique, you use that phrase as anchor text.
As the link itself.
As the link itself. To send the user to another, more detailed article on your site about that technique. It helps the user, keeps them on your site longer, and it tells Google your site is a deep, authoritative resource.
I want to touch on something people often miss here. Images. So many people just upload a file named img4763.jpg and call it a day.
That is a massive missed opportunity, a huge one. Images absolutely contribute to SEO. First, they have to be optimized for load speed. That's a major ranking factor now.
Core Web Vitals.
Part of Core Web Vitals, yes. And they must have alternate texts or alt texts. This description tells the search engine what the image is about. And if it supports your keyword, the alt text should reflect that. Another keyword placement.
Okay, let's switch gears. Off-site optimization. This is all about external validation, mostly through backlinks.
A backlink is just another website linking to yours. In SEO, these links are like votes of confidence. They transfer what we call link equity.
The old term was Google juice, right?
Google juice, yeah. The concept is the same. It's authority being passed from one site to another.
And the quality of that vote matters. A link from a major news outlet is worth way more than one from some brand new blog.
Quality over quantity is the golden rule. Pages with higher authority pass on way more link equity. A good starting point is actually to scout your competitors. See who's linking to them, and then you can ethically request a link or offer them some great content that's worth linking to.
And finally, under offsite, we have to talk about the social web. It's not just links anymore.
Not at all. Google's algorithms have increasingly factored in social interaction. So shares on Facebook and Twitter, comments on your articles, all those social signals are really important now. It tells Google that real people are just finding your content. They're engaging with it.
Okay, that covers the fundamentals. Let's move beyond the basics into some advanced techniques and, maybe more importantly, the pitfalls to avoid, the things that can really hurt you.
Right. So for advanced techniques, let's start with site organization. For any content-heavy site, tagging and categorizing your blog posts correctly is so important.
It gives it structure.
Exactly. Google loves structure, and it helps users find what they're looking for.
I saw a note in the sources about something that seems really simple. Related pages, plugins.
They're fantastic.
Yeah.
Low effort, high impact. A plugin that automatically suggests related posts keeps users on your site longer, which lowers your bounce rate, and it automatically creates tons of internal links. It's a huge win.
Here's a fascinating one. Thinking globally by targeting different languages.
This is such a brilliant strategy for scaling. I mean, if you're in a niche that's super competitive in English, targeting another language can get you dramatically higher rankings just because the competition is so much smaller.
The path to number one is shorter.
Much shorter. And don't forget a mini sitemap.
Okay, what's that?
It's basically a clear, simple map of your site. It helps both human visitors and Google's indexing software, the Spider Skyders, navigate your site efficiently. It makes sure no page gets missed.
Excellent. And now for the crucial part, the mistakes, the things that trigger the Google slap.
Yes. Using SEO incorrectly doesn't just mean you get zero traffic. It can actually do more harm than good.
So, number one pitfall.
We mentioned it before, but overdoing the keywords. If you cross that line from natural integration into just stuffing, Google's filters will flag you as spam. Your rankings will plummet.
What about technical landmines?
The first is just bad coding. If your website code is messy or slow, the Google spiders can't read it efficiently. This includes page speed and mobile friendliness. If your site is slow, you will rank poorly. Full stop.
And the second big one.
Becoming a link farm. Don't do it. Using automated software to get thousands of useless links from spammy sites will get your site banned. Google is very, very good at detecting these schemes.
So the lesson is really strategic patience, quality content, good practices.
Absolutely. There are no shortcuts that last. Content is king, but structure is the kingdom it rules.
Which brings us to the ultimate goal, passive traffic. And we should be honest here, SEO is a marathon, not a sprint. It takes time and consistent, high-quality content.
It does, but the payoff is exponential. Once those key articles start to rank well, they just generate traffic with zero ongoing effort from you. That is true passivity.
So how do we get there? How do you transition from doing all the work yourself to actually cutting yourself out of the equation?
There are 4 key ways to make that content engine truly passive. First, once your strategy is working, you can hire a ghostwriter. They produce the articles based on your keyword plan, and you're free to focus on marketing or product development.
Investing to get your time back. What about leveraging existing authority?
That's the second strategy. You can pay to have your blog posts featured on higher authority websites or in directories. This gives you a powerful, immediate boost in traffic and a super high-value backlink.
And for long-term optimization,
you can hire an SEO consultant. Their entire job is to optimize your content and build links. This brings in that steady, long-term passive traffic without you needing to be a technical expert.
The final path is collaboration.
Yes. Find someone who lives and breathes SEO. They handle the technical side, you handle the content and the market. The key is realizing that SEO at scale is about delegation and systems, not just endless personal effort.
This has been a fascinating blueprint for achieving some real self-sustaining growth.
It truly is. SEO marketing is still the most effective way for a new business on a budget to get up and running. A smart marketer just can't afford to ignore this channel.
And think about the potential here, you. Once that stream of passive SEO traffic is generating real revenue, you have capital.
Right.
You can take the money from that free traffic and invest it into paid traffic, social media ads, pay-per-click, and effectively double your reach. You're scaling your profits exponentially. It creates this amazing flywheel.
The passive income from SEO becomes the fuel for aggressive growth.
Our sources leave us with this final thought attributed to Robert Kiyosaki. The most successful people are the investors, not the business managers.
Mm-hmm.
If you can use this blueprint to build an SEO system that works without your constant presence, you have successfully invested in your business's future. And that is the ultimate path to true financial passivity. Now go apply this blueprint and start building.
Hayward Podworks. 100 shows, one vision.
All right, this is Hayward Podworks, and that's today's episode. If this helped you, do me a favor, hit follow, leave a quick rating, and share it with one person who'd get value. Want the extras, links, and new drops? Check the show notes. Until next time, stay sharp, stay consistent, and keep building. Hayward Podworks. We'll talk soon.